Live from WTVO 17 and your home team, Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
State-line business owners are forced to limit dining options once again. With a few days left before the change, a pair of local lawmakers say something just isn't adding up. Rockford business owners agree and say a second shutdown could be devastating. We talked to one of those owners in a live report. Plus, it's out with the old and in with the new for the ever-evolving Rockford Park District. An upcoming vote could give one ice rink the cold shoulder. Good evening. I'm Mimi Murphy. Eric is off tonight. We begin tonight with breaking news. Former Rockford Mayor John McNamara has died. City officials announced his death this afternoon. McNamara served as mayor from 1981 to 1989. McNamara served in the Army in Vietnam before moving to Winnebago County in 1966 to pursue a career in law. He was the city's 37th mayor, a title he went on to share with his son, current mayor Tom McNamara. John McNamara was 81. In just 3 days, Region 1 of Illinois will ramp up coronavirus mitigation efforts. That means bars and restaurants will not be allowed to serve customers indoors. The restriction also forces these businesses to require reservations and close at 11 p.m. At a news conference this afternoon, Governor J.B. Pritzker said the timeline of limitations is in residents' hands.
These mitigation measures could be removed. They could be maintained or even strengthened. To a large extent, the path forward will be up to the residents of Region 1. I encourage everyone to wear your masks, encourage others to wear their masks, watch your distance, and wash your hands.
Reaction to mitigation efforts in the state line is mixed. The state's top health expert says temporarily limiting bars and restaurants is necessary in slowing the spread of COVID. But as our Dylan Saraki reports, the restrictions have some local lawmakers scratching their heads.
Mimi, local lawmakers say there is no reason bars and restaurants should be treated differently than other businesses.
Restaurants have gone out of their way to create a safe environment for their patrons. To target restaurants is wrong.
Starting Saturday, no one will be able to eat or drink inside local restaurants and bars, but every other business can stay open. State Representative Joe Cisnowski says the mitigation efforts don't make any sense.
There's no evidence, no scientific studies, there's no science at all that says an increased amount of spread is happening in restaurants and bars.
But Dr. Ngozi Ezike, director of the Illinois Department of Public Health, says recent evidence from contact tracing shows bars and restaurants are hotspots for the spread of COVID-19.
We have seen some of the common themes around where the possible exposures have been for these positive cases, individuals who have contracted COVID-19. And bars and restaurants do come up as a common exposure place.
On Monday, Winnebago County Health Director Dr. Sandra Martell said there hasn't been an outbreak connected to any single place. Dr. Ezike maintains keeping people healthy is the top priority.
The goal isn't to punish bars and restaurants. The goal is to be able to get these numbers down so that we don't have rampant infection transmission throughout our community that makes everyone just that much more at risk.
If the rolling positivity rate in Region 1 averages less than 6.5% for 3 consecutive days, additional restrictions would be lifted. But Cisnowski says that could still be weeks away. Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Dylan Saraki.
Winnebago County business owners are preparing for the changes on Saturday. Alexis Carpello is live in Rockford. Alexis, you spoke with one owner who says some restaurants won't survive this.
Good evening, Mimi. As restaurants are forced to be shut down once again, owners say it's not right that their industry is being singled out. I spoke with a few bar and restaurant owners in the area. They all have the same stance. It's just not fair. Many will have to lay off workers once again as they shift to curbside and takeout. The new state restrictions come after a spike in cases in our area, but a recent state study showed only 7% of COVID cases can be traced to restaurants.
We don't want to see people sick, but we also don't want to be shut down for the second time in a year and in 6 months, actually. And a lot of people aren't going to make it. A lot of businesses just aren't going to make it. It's that simple. And I don't know if they understand that.
Coming up at 6, one local restaurant owner explains what could happen to his business if they decide to stay open despite the new restrictions. But for now, live in Rockford for your home team, I'm Alexis Carpello.
All right, Alexis, thanks for that live report. These mitigation measures are happening in 9 counties, but some of the counties have very low COVID positivity rates. Coming up at 6, hear from restaurant owners in Stevenson and Ogle counties who say it's not fair they're being punished. An early morning shooting sends one woman to the hospital. This happened around 6 a.m. on 18th Avenue near 16th Street. Police say the female victim suffered non-life-threatening injuries. No word yet on what led up to the shooting or if any arrests have been made. Anyone with information is urged to contact police. Traffic on one of Rockford's busiest streets is shut down after a truck crashes into a utility pole. This happened around 12:45 this afternoon on East State near London Avenue. Rockford police say the truck was carrying an oversized load when it hit a utility pole. The pole was partially knocked over. Traffic on East State was shut down in both directions for quite some time. The owner of the home on LePay Street that exploded Tuesday night speaks out. The natural gas blast left one man dead and 2 others critically hurt. Rockford fire officials worked through the night cleaning up debris and investigating what caused the explosion. The owner of the home says one of the tenants lived there for 2 decades, and the incident comes as a shock.
I couldn't believe it. I was in awe, shock, just came down to try and see what was there happening. Good people lived here. So that's all I can say. They were working class people, very good people, lived here a long time.
The Red Cross is helping residents in the neighborhood impacted by the explosion. Rockford's ice skating venues could soon melt down to just one location. Last week, we told you the Rockford Park District is exploring options to consolidate a number of resources, including the Riverview Ice House. Park District officials say the rink is outdated and would require major updates. The Park District outlined a recommendation to invest money at Carlson Ice Arena instead, combining the rinks. But the decision could take years.
We're not closing down Riverview, on October 13th. This is just an approval, and then we can start looking at, the next steps. But Riverview is going to be staying open, and it could be for the next 3 to 5 years.
The park board will vote on the recommendations October 13th. Sexual assault survivors in Illinois have a new tool to track their cases. It's called Checkpoint. Illinois State Police unveiled it today. Checkpoint allows users to follow the progress of evidence like rape kits. The system uses unique case numbers and passwords to ensure privacy. ISP and sexual assault advocates hope the resource will help increase accountability and reduce the backlog of evidence in the state. After a debate marked by insults and interruptions, changes could be on the way before the next meeting between President Trump and Joe Biden. Eyewitness News is your local election headquarters. The Commission on Presidential Debates says it's looking at how to restore order. In a statement, the commission said the debate, quote, made clear that additional structure should be added to the format of the remaining debates to ensure a more orderly discussion of the issues. Tuesday's face-off left some voters frustrated.
Nobody won it. I feel like first graders debating.
It was a little hard to follow with both candidates talking over each other.
It was just a show. That's all it was.
Those changes are expected to be announced in the next few days. The next presidential debate is October 15th.
Now, your first warned weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
It's nice to see the sunshine out there this afternoon. Even though we had the wind, temperature is really not taking too much of a hit with that strong northwesterly wind. And if you've been down a little bit because of the cloud cover, I hope this picture cheers you up. Cassie Torrisi sharing this photo, the little one all set to go for fall. Love the picture. King at WTVO.com is where you can share your fall photos. Cassie, thank you so much for sharing that picture. Nice picture actually coming in with our Mercial Skytrack camera out at the Rochelle Airport. We've got a sun cloud mix, kind of breaking up some of the cloud cover here this afternoon. And behind a cold front that came through earlier today, winds really picked up from the northwest once that front came through, gusting in today from the northwest at about 35 to even 40 miles per hour. Right now, wind gusts 25 to 35 miles per hour. These will gradually subside here as we go through this evening. Now, despite that cold front coming in, temperatures today still able to make make it into the 60s. 63 our current number in Freeport, 64 right now in Rockford, 61 in the hub city of Rochelle, down in DeKalb, 63 our temperature down in Dixon. Behind the front, a couple of isolated sprinkles. That has been pretty much it that we've had here this afternoon. Now we might still see a sprinkle or a very light shower through about sunset tonight. You can actually see a lot of the shower activity rotating around an area of low pressure over the eastern Great Lakes. What is up to the northwest kind of fades away a little bit. However, there is a piece of energy right now just near the Twin Cities area that'll work through as we head after midnight tonight, coming in by tomorrow morning. That could bring us an isolated shower during the overnight hours, and Futurecast tries to depict that as we head into the morning. But I think a better chance for some rain and more widespread and scattered rain coming up for tomorrow afternoon as we really pull down a cooler air mass. We see that cold air come in tonight and it settles in for the afternoon tomorrow. So look for more scattered shower activity, more so than what we had today. And some of the showers could actually be a little bit more on the heavy side during the afternoon, but these will fade away going Thursday night into Friday. Now this could pave the way for a clear sky by Friday morning. If that takes place and our winds are light enough, we could have a better potential for some frost Friday morning than what we could have for Saturday morning, because we could actually see a little more cloud cover move in overnight Friday and then into Saturday. But I want to talk a little bit about the shower activity tomorrow, because it'll be kind of unique compared to what we had today. Now temperatures tomorrow will be on the colder side in the 50s, but you do not have to go that far above the surface to where that temperature falls to the freezing mark, 32, and you go even higher than that, and numbers and temperatures falling back below zero. So we get this quick change in temperature with height, and what that does is it helps build up a little instability. So you'll see those cumulus clouds grow tomorrow afternoon, and that's what could help produce some heavier showers. But within that, there might even be a couple of lightning strikes too. Temperature tonight down to 42, so I wouldn't completely rule out maybe a rumble of thunder or even some grapple kind of mixed in with some of those showers as we stay right around 56. Winds tomorrow won't be quite as gusty as what they were today. 54 on Friday, 58 on Saturday. We'll start off with some sunshine. Cloud cover thickens up during the day. Could get kind of rainy though Saturday night into Sunday. Temperatures next week, that's a little bit more like it as we get back into the 60s and even close near 70.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Leber.
On paper, the Florida Marlins appear to be no match for the Cubs, but the Marlins don't seem to care. They showed up at Wrigley today and showed out in Game 1 of this wild card series. Ian Happ again was the Cubs' best hitter on a day when they had only 4 hits. He had 2 of them, including this solo homer in the 5th. That gave the Cubs a 1-0 lead. Kyle Hendricks held the Marlins off the board until he tired in the 7th. That's when left fielder Corey Dickerson here took him deep. A 3-run homer that ricocheted back onto the field. Hendricks left at that point down 3-1. Later in the 7th inning, Jeremy Jeffress was now pitching, and Jesus Aguiar hitting with power. Forget about that one. That made it 5-1. With the Cubs anemic hitting, that was enough for the Marlins as they took Game 1 5-1. Game 2 will start at 1 o'clock tomorrow. You can once again see that here on WTVO 17. The White Sox have just lost to the A's 5-3. Dallas Keuchel gave up 5 runs, 3 earned in 3 1/3 innings. So that series is now even at 1. Game 3 will be tomorrow afternoon. The NBA Finals are set to tip off tonight. It's the Heat against the Lakers. The Lakers are trying to win their 17th championship in NBA history. That would tie the record. LeBron James is playing in the finals for the 10th time in his career. Catch every game in the series here on WTVO. Tonight's game starts at 8 o'clock. There won't be a NASCAR race in Joliet at the Chicagoland Speedway next year, and who knows when there will be another one. Chicagoland has been dropped from NASCAR's Cup schedule, which was announced today. NASCAR is branching out to more road courses and adding new races in Nashville and in Austin, Texas. There will also be a dirt race held for the first time since 1970. That'll be held in Bristol, Tennessee. Rockford native Chad Knaus has finished being a NASCAR Cup crew chief. He's moving into a management role with Hendrick Motorsports as vice president of operations. Knaus will oversee all of Hendrick's crews, engineering, assembly, and more. Knaus has been a crew chief for more than 700 Cup-level races, and he's won a record 7 Cup championships as crew chief. He's a 1989 graduate of Jefferson High School.
Isolated sprinkler too can't be ruled out. Our first warn interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. Temperatures tonight in the lower 40s. Scattered showers more likely and some wind tomorrow afternoon.
right, thanks, Candace, and thanks for watching. We'll see you again at 6.